Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. Our salesman.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away.
It smells like wet dog. We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point and Click Podcast. My name is John the Wise, and I have with me our salesman.
Hey, what's going on?
What the fuck? And special guest, Dunkstik. OG, baby, OG, alumni
What's
up in
up?
this bitch. What is it? What are you wearing, by the way? What is that jersey?
This is the LSU esports jersey. I know the VP over there, so he sent me one with my name on the back.
No way, that's actually so
Damn.
cool.
Yeah,
Dunk's pretending to be big stuff.
It's Louisiana State University.
yeah, Louisiana State.
Dude, they
Go
have
Tigers.
they have their own esports, huh? That's so cool.
Yeah, his name is Haas. He's the VP over there. He actually does work a lot of the live events for ESL as a referee. So he has a lot of contacts in the industry. So like they're actually doing really well.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's like a thing that's happening. Like schools are having like esports going on. And
Oh
then
yeah, people are getting scholarships to schools for esports.
that's fucking crazy, huh? In
That's
my days we would be happy to fucking in my day it was like it blew my mind that you could play 4 players on a console, dude. I remember when the
You can play 8 in
N64.
Ultimate.
Ooh, speaking of Ultimate, dude, a lot of
Wait.
shit went down over the week. And did you want to say something, Czar?
I was gonna ask, you could play 8 people in Ultimate?
Oh yeah.
It's
Damn.
2 consoles, 8 people on the map.
Man, I want 2 switches.
You need 7 more friends too.
That's the hard part.
All right, everybody in chat, welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. But yeah, a lot of shit went down over the weekend. Apparently, there was a video game award, and did you guys know that it was gonna be as big as it was? Like, did you know about it?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going on, but I mean, it happens every year.
Yeah,
John. Come
no,
on.
but this one, not this one. I think this was the first time that this one happened.
The video VGAs have been around for a while, I believe.
Yeah, what are you talking
This is-
about? What are you
I
talking
think
about?
this is the first time it was on this type of scale, though. It's gotten a lot bigger.
It's bigger. Yeah. No, it's definitely bigger, but it happens every year.
Okay, because he said 5 years in the making, so I don't know if it's been going on for 5 years or they've been planning it for 5 years.
Couldn't tell you.
that's
I
what he
didn't know
said.
anything because I didn't watch the whole thing.
Well,
I only saw snippets of it. I didn't sit there and watch the whole thing. So
used to be on G4, whatever the channel name was. Yeah, I remember G4 TV had their own. But the way that they were acting during the show was like they've been working on this for 5 years to get it to this scale. So I didn't know if it was like going on every year or what the fuck the situation
yeah,
was.
it happens every year. I think they were just maybe it's just like 5-year anniversary is what he meant.
Well, this was like on the biggest scale I've ever seen any video game show be. And like all the like companies like Nintendo and like all the developers and stuff, they saved like their gameplay trailers and shit like that for the award show. So we got a lot of
So-
like things.
I think the first time they did it was either 2013 or 2014. Because I'm looking back at their actual history chart. Yeah, it looks like 2014 was their first year. They talk about how their live viewership was only at 1.9 mil. It bumped up to 2.3 in 15, 3.8 in 16, and then 11 and a half in 17. So this was their
Dang.
big hitter, and I don't think they've released the viewers so far for 18. But yeah, it almost doubled in size from 16, or it more than doubled in size from 16 to 17.
Not bad.
He said they were on like 40 different platforms, and I was like, "There's 40 different platforms for video games."
Dude,
Like,
there are so many small like streaming sites. It's like pwn.gg. Man, there's one that starts with a B. There's like so many different ones. Like everyone's trying to get in on the streaming game.
that's crazy.
That's just crazy to me too, because it's like what I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Like who's on those streaming sites watching it when you can
People
just
that are
watch
banned from Twitch.
it?
Yeah, straight up. Straight up.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Or people that think, well, like Twitch is the barrier for entry for Twitch is not the same as those other sites. Like I know YouTube makes you a partner like way sooner than Twitch ever does, but yeah, I don't know. Prince says there's a lot of streaming sites that people outside the U.S. exclusively use. Yeah,
Right.
that's true. I know that Korea has their own giant one, right?
China definitely does.
China
Yeah.
has one. Well, and there's that. What's the big one that like a lot of the big name people that are banned on Twitch go to? Like Keemstar streams on it. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh fuck.
Pwn.gg.
Well, what?
Pwn.gg. I think that's what's called.
That might be it.
I know that they would do like my free cams as a fucking goof. I know
man.
Ice Poseidon's done that shit. But anyway.
I think Ice streams on YouTube, although I don't think we can even talk about him on Twitch.
Oh, we can't? Are we not allowed to talk about somebody?
Yeah,
Damn,
you'll get
man.
iced if you talk about him.
The Gestapo will knock down my door.
Yeah, Twitch absolutely hates him.
Yeah, well,
If streamers even mention him, they get threatened by Twitch.
they didn't hate the paychecks they cashed off his fucking streams.
That's true.
But anyway, that's not the point of today's show. I wanted to talk about the the video game awards because there was so much shit. I had like not that much news, and then the video game awards happened, and then like all this shit just blew up in my feed. Like every news site, Twitter blew up. Like all kinds of people did weird. There's like a CS:GO fucking battle royale out of nowhere, and all kinds of crazy shit happened. But
I absolutely love the God of War memes.
yeah, the God of War memes are great. The fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 cleaned out a lot of awards.
Oh, I would imagine.
It was just honestly, I can tell you I watched pretty much most of the video game awards. I missed like an hour because dad life. But
What a you're gay.
yeah, I'm gay. It's gay to be a dad. But what happened was I was expecting it to be super cringy and low budget, and it ended up being like high budget and moderate cringe. Like there was a few parts that were cringe, but some of them were fucking hilarious. Like Christoph Waltz representing PC Master Race.
Nice.
He made a joke.
Dude.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you get a lot of people in those shows that like they get some like big names that maybe don't quite spend that much time in the video game like stuff, but like I'm getting paid to do the video game awards. Look how like all these nerds are gonna like look up to me now, and like they'll try to like be really edgy. Oh man, ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, it's because the nerd culture is like front and center. So like you have to know what Fortnite is, and like if you just do a Fortnite dance, like that fucking L thing, like I saw John Oliver did it.
I was about to say you saw the YouTube rewind, right?
Yeah. I didn't.
That was disgusting.
It's just terrible, dude. It's terrible.
Disgusting. I wanted to kill myself.
So I
watching
shouldn't get up and floss right now.
No, don't floss, dude. But yeah, Prince says there's a bunch of UFC fighters who stream. They should have gotten them. Yeah, but you know what? UFC's not as big as like other sports. You would think it is.
And the UFC personalities are always real controversial.
Some of them, yeah. Especially like, I don't know. I mean, just it's still not like mainstream as much as it should be, and it's not like respected as much of a sport because even in basketball, the guy that you don't even know his name that's like sitting on the bench for the Lakers is a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? But other UFC fighters, they make like less than $80,000 a year. You know, which is insane if you think about the fact that they're professional athletes. But it's all good. I wanted to talk about a lot of stuff that came from the Video Game Awards, but really I just didn't know that it existed on that scale. They had like fucking Hans Zimmer playing the bass guitar and shit. Like, what the fuck, dude? It was insane. It was like insane on an insane scale. Celebrities, the Russo brothers, and all kinds of other shit. You guys didn't watch it at all, huh?
No, I didn't.
No,
I've been
it's
sick
never
and
been
like
something
laying in
for me.
bed for most of the past couple days.
What about you, Dunk? Are you also gay?
I've already said I'm not. Stop trying to force your gender stereotypes onto me. I've never really been interested in that type of thing, like awards and stuff. Like the games I play are typically not the awarded games, and I don't really care for them. Like I can respect Red Dead Redemption and like God of War. I've definitely played games in the earlier series, but I haven't played the new ones. And it's like, okay, I respect that, but I know my games aren't going to make it, so there's really no hype for me. I don't feel connected to the awards because the things I play aren't going to be awarded.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's true that it's mostly like big names and stuff like that, but Dead Cells beat Call of Duty for best action game.
Nice, that's good. It deserved it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was actually hyped for that. I was hyped that Dead Cells was even up there.
That's surprising. That's good because I mean, usually award shows are like IGN. You can't trust the reviews; they're trash reviews. Just
No.
so award shows are usually throwaways.
Yeah. I mean, but unanimously, almost everybody loves Dead Cells. I haven't met a single person that didn't like
It's
it.
a good game. It's
Yeah.
such a good game.
So it's good. I like seeing those indie developers win too. But so if the AAA titles win as well, I kind of don't blame them. Like that guy that won for the voice of Arthur Marsden from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Right.
Like,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, there's definitely a lot of AAA games that deserve the awards they get. Not saying that they don't.
yeah, I agree. But a lot of shit has happened. I think we should just fuck our personal life because there isn't really much.
I do that every day.
Hey. But yeah, not much really going on other than Czar. You're having a baby, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah, apparently everyone in some Discord has convinced everyone else that I'm
you didn't
having.
get snips.
No, I'm not having a baby, but everyone in some Discord is trying to convince everyone else that I am.
Why don't you get snipped? He's right.
I don't have to.
You don't have to?
No.
Shit, sorry, bud. Sorry, I don't have to. My pull-out game's strong.
Don't have to. I'm accurate. I'm accurate. I'm full control.
Fucking critical strike, dude. Oh man. Yeah, no, and nothing crazy going on. If I don't know if you guys can notice this fucking AIDS on my eye right here. I have a cyst on my eyeball.
Nice.
It's very distracting.
Medical podcast.
We're gonna have to leave stream. Can't risk it.
It's so annoying, dude. It's the same eye that
there
God,
he went.
Jesus Christ,
He messed up the visuals.
just for the gag. And
Just for the gag.
now his camera's not working.
Now his
I did not leave. Discord actually updated like in that split second I said it was.
No way.
No
It was
way.
fucking a joke, dude. It was like Discord is updating. I'm like, what?
That's fucking hilarious.
I was just gonna be like, boom, like black camera, like.
Eh. Well.
Let's just ban him.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
man.
it was a mistake having you back on, Dunk.
Oh man,
Dunk was supposed to come on and talk about what's happening with HOTS.
we're not there yet.
We're not there yet?
There you are.
What do you
We're
want
not
me?
there yet.
You want me to?
Do you want to start? Are you starting the news
Are you
there?
starting it? Like,
Come on,
like,
John. Jesus.
Well, shit. Why do I always have to be the captain of this
You're in
goddamn
charge.
shit?
You're wearing the captain's turban.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That is true. I am. Call me Magellan, baby. Well, no, we should start with that because I'm not going to go into personal life because there isn't really much going on other than AIDS of the eye that I have.
Yeah, you got pink eye.
Yeah, but then
Wife farted in his eye.
pretty much it's part of our kink, but that's too personal.
We know about the Arabian gas mask.
That's right. Oh, dude, I totally forgot. I have to do that to
I'll
my
never
son.
forget that.
I have a son now, so
Yeah, you have to teach him how to.
I have to pass on the tradition, dude. But yeah, let's talk about HOTS, man, because there's so much other shit to talk about. This is gonna be a long ass podcast. I already know it. So let's just get straight into what happened with HOTS, Heroes of the Storm. Dunkstik, take it away. Don't make it boring.
So, for those of you fans
Good
that
luck.
like to play Heroes, guess what? Good news for you. You're gonna have to find a new game.
Oh,
Blizzard has decided to make the game that number one problem is that individual players have minimal effects on the game. They have decided to fully embrace that issue and further accentuate it by removing the experience from buildings and making it so a comeback is possible at any point of the game because you're always the same level as the enemy team. They essentially said, hey, you're not allowed to outlevel your opponents. That's unfair for them. And you're not going to be able to win as easily as you have been, because we all know that everyone in John Jones' stream is excellent at HOTS.
Oh, yeah.
Really good players. Especially Czar Salzman. That's why he yells at us every time we do something wrong.
Salz.
He's
just an angry guy. That's why.
All jokes aside, essentially the big change is they have removed that experience from the buildings, and then they added it so if you destroy a fort in the game, you will start spawning catapults. So you no longer have to wait till you get to your keep. You just start spawning catapults once you get the fort. It's one catapult every 3 waves, so it's about every minute and a half you get a new catapult.
So if I destroy your fort, my lane every minute will have a catapult.
Correct. And if you're aware with how the late game works, when you get the key pressure, you get the catapult pressure, you're going to be constantly pushing that lane in. And it's actually going to make it much more difficult for the team that pushes those buildings to actually win the game, because now you're denying yourself experience by this catapult always being up there, pushing the lane and keeping the enemy waves down. Meanwhile, your lane is building this big wave. They come over and soak it. A lot of professionals on Twitter have come in blasting this change from Heroes. They essentially have been playing games where they're winning the entire time. All the fights are going their way. It's 15 minutes into the game. Both teams are level 16. Sometimes the losing team is a higher level than the winning team.
Oh, just from fucking soaking the XP of the catapult.
Literally, the best thing to do to maintain your lead is to permanently be soaking lanes. You see heroes like Abathur or Lost Vikings are so much more prominent than they ever were now, because you always need to be soaking the lanes.
So just to try to get this straight, wrap my head around it. So the idea is they did it so the catapult would kind of give you an advantage, but there was an unforeseen disadvantage where your lane gets pushed up so much because the catapult's fucking up those other minions. It's the kicker, right? That is going to win the lane because you have the catapult. And now the minions that are dying are way too close to the other towers, so you can't soak that lane without getting ganked.
Mm-hmm.
So you're forced to just like hang out by your towers and not really soak any XP while the enemy is soaking up a shitload of XP.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you take a fort early, like, you're gonna kind of punish yourself. It's as Prince is putting in Twitch chat, it's actually better to lose your own fort because you're gonna enable yourself to get even more experience.
Oh my god. Wow.
The main gripe I've had with HOTS, especially recently now that I picked up playing League of Legends again, and it's very prominent in League of Legends, individual skill, despite what they claim to say, individual skill tends to not matter in HOTS. It's your cohesiveness as a team and your team's willingness to perform the objectives as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
That wins
100%.
you games.
That's how Blizzard makes their games, which is what makes them cancer.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Overwatch.
That's
It's too team-based. You have to rely on all these random, horrible people to actually work as a team to win a game. But nobody wants to do that anyway. They don't want to play the game to work as a team.
Yeah, and
You never get that.
I always thought it was stupid to have individual ranks for a game like HOTS, where it's like completely based on team play. You can be the best player, but if everybody else sucks on your team, you can't do shit about it, you know? Unlike League of Legends, where you could just feed one guy, and that one guy can be your star, and he'll just fuck everything up and win for you, you know? But yeah.
So one of the things that I have been talking about with some other people is to kind of think of ways for Blizzard to make your individual play mean more. Whether it's based on like your kill count, maybe you get like a damage buff, like just a flat damage buff. Oh, you hit 3 kills, cool. You do 15% more damage now to enemy heroes. or like you got 3 kills, you now soak 50% more XP for the next 5 minutes, or whatever they decide. Whatever, like something to create this thing where it can you can be valued for your aggressive gameplay or your individual skill. Imagine a really good Zeratul player basically going around the map killing people, just racking up kills, racking up kill streaks, and like being able to just be that much better. Kind of like Call of Duty, not Prestige. What do they call it? I guess it's Call of Duty kill streaks.
Yeah.
You know, like old school Call of Duty, where like, oh, you hit 7 kills. Here's a fucking helicopter. It's gonna help you get a lot more
to give you more kills. Yeah. So it's the
something to
snowball.
help you keep winning.
Yeah.
But that's how you can basically the same way it works in League of Legends is the more kills you get, the kill streak you go, the more kills you get, the more gold you have, the more powerful you are. Well, suddenly you're at 8 kills, you're worth 1,000 gold to the enemy team, and they manage to pick you off. That's 1,000 gold swing. You know, that's worth like 3 kills over.
Yeah.
Just for killing you once, and that's a good swing towards whatever champion in their game catch a kill. There's no give and take that way. It's purely, oh, okay, we got a kill. We have a little bit of pressure on the map now, but realistically, we take a fort, and suddenly, like, we're losing that pressure because we're giving them more XP. We're giving them the advantage. It's so counterintuitive.
Yep. I feel like either they don't test changes like that properly internally, or the people that do their testing inside Blizzard don't actually know how to play their game.
That's the thing I wanted to touch on, because they talked about how, like, oh, this was tested with in-house, and they've said that.
I think that the people that test it don't actually know how to play the game correctly then.
Well, it's just weird because they've said that in the past for like things like, remember Li Ming with that fucking orb that would suck people in, S of Johan or whatever? Dude.
Oh man, that thing was amazing.
I can't believe that released. Like, everyone's like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. And then
because what happens is, like I'm saying, the people that are testing the game don't know how to play the game properly, or are so bad at the game that stuff like that doesn't seem overpowered. It seems like, oh, this is a fun way to play this character because I can guaranteed I hit my combo without actually having to try.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, it seems fine to them because they all suck at the game. When it goes out into the real world,
I think they should repower all the champions. Take away all the nerfs they've sent out. Imagine every single hero is overpowered. You should be able to 1v5 if you're at a higher power point than the enemy team. There should never be a point where other heroes that are under leveled than you can match you because you just don't have a very high power spike. You're like the power difference between 13 and 16 really isn't all that great. That's why we see teams in professional play swing those losses.
Yeah.
That's why they're able to come back. I don't think that should be possible, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's because Blizzard wants to give everyone the blue shell, you know? The, like, fucking... Or the... What's the other one in Mario Kart? The bullet, where you just fucking zoom through it past everyone?
Bullet bill.
Yeah, like, they want to give people that mechanic where you might be down and out, but there's always a chance to win. Where in League of Legends, like, if you're losing, you're losing. That's it. Just forfeit, you know? They're all about not forfeiting in Heroes. There's no forfeiting in HOTS. You got to sit there and take the abuse.
But it makes sense for when the average game only lasts like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Because if people were forfeiting at like 10 minutes in, I mean, you would forfeit every single game in HOTS because of how salty people are.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's true, but then at the same time, I wouldn't mind a 10-minute game where the enemy forfeited. I'll do another 10-minute game after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that.
Realistically, even if they are 3 levels ahead and like we did power up all the heroes, if you create a pick, you create a situation where you catch one of them off guard, that's how you turn the game around. That stands true for every single game. It's no longer, oh, we lost the early game, we lost the game. It's, okay, we lost the early game. We need to find a situation at this point to catch someone off guard. We need to do something unexpected and catch someone off guard. And that's always been the way you turn around a snowball.
Yeah. Capitalize on mistakes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the main point of all this is they implemented this change that no one asked for. I don't know why they thought that this would be a good idea. Maybe they thought like it would help their esports or something and competitive play. but they said they tested it, they were happy with it, and then it went out to the public, and almost unanimously the entire public was like, this is stupid, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
It's like this weird disconnect. What the hell's going on, dude?
It's like all the internal workings at Blizzard are so disconnected from their customer base. It's like the people that are making the games are not the people that are playing the games in Blizzard anymore. They're not dev oriented. The devs aren't gamers. They're just developers that are paid to do a job.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I understand that, but because we saw the exact same thing with Blizzard, one of their responses to Diablo Immortal outrage was, well, all of our internal developers are playing mobile games.
Yeah.
And it's like, we tested it internally. We all liked it. We're all playing mobile games. What's the problem? Well, your customer base is not you, apparently. And that's the problem now in Blizzard, I feel.
Oh shit, we got boots on the ground. Fresh Prince saying, I talked with one of the HOTS devs about this for a little bit at BlizzCon, and he told me that this was something that not everyone in the team wanted. Yeah, that makes sense.
I would imagine not.
Literally at BlizzCon, the professional players that like saw the changes, played the changes, were like, "Yeah, no, this sucks. You really need to rethink this."
Yeah.
It's like literally, I can't think of a single professional player at all on Twitter, on Discord, in private chats that has said anything to me in the sense of the changes are okay. I could play with it. A lot of them are saying the game is super boring now. The game it's terrible. It feels terrible to play with. The changes they make the game so stale, and this has been being said since BlizzCon, and it's not till it dropped on the PTR where it became accessible to everyone that Blizzard's like, oh, maybe we should step back a little bit.
Yeah.
No, they almost seem surprised.
Yeah,
That's the weird thing. Like,
we tested it.
We tested it internally. Everybody said it was great, and then now we don't well, I guess we'll have to revisit it. You know what I mean? That's what they said. So, yeah, I don't think this is going to be a lasting change, but I mean, dude, if you're losing your pro players, how many pro players have been hemorrhaged from HOTS already, dude? Casters, pro players, content creators, all of them are moving on to other shit, and then they do shit like this. It's just crazy to me, dude. It's crazy to me how they want to kill their game with weird changes like that. I don't know.
Yeah, literally,
don't know.
Gilly just left the scene. She just left as a caster.
Gilly?
And yeah, Gillyweed did.
Damn.
That's
and then
huge.
There goes my girl.
You've had countless professional players leave over the year. We technically still don't have an HGC announcement.
Wow.
Not to spread wild rumors. It's just a budget issue at the moment. They're just trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. It's firmly believed in the scene it's going to happen, and we just don't have any official announcement yet.
Yeah.
But it's disheartening, to say the least. Every other game has been announced already. HOTS is the last one. Either they're cutting back a lot of it, or we're getting a lot more new stuff. They're just trying to figure out how much money they really want to spend. So we're still looking forward to the news. I mean, it could be good news. We don't know. That's the issue. We don't know.
Yeah, but let me ask you guys this. Do you think League of Legends or Dota ever has meetings where they talk about their budget issues for their next big tournament?
1,000%.
Do you think ever...
every just because every company meets and talks about budget.
What I'm trying to say is, do you think they talk about, like, how can we save money on this next one and still try to fucking...
Actually, yes. You know what? Yes, actually, the last Worlds event from League of Legends, they cut back on the size of the events leading up to the actual championship. Last year, not this last year, but the year before, all the Worlds like pre-game events, like not pre-game, pre-Worlds events, like the actual finals, were held at major stadiums. This last year, they held a lot of the games in small studios or very much smaller venues, where maybe you only fit like 4,000 or 5,000 fans instead of 10 to 20. And then the only major event was the last one, which was in the big like stadium, whatever. I don't remember where they did it. I honestly don't. But like where they have like 50 to 100,000 people live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing. They cut back, and they said it was because when they first started the LCS, they put a lot of money into it, knowing it was a loss, and now they're coming back and cutting back on those budgets to make sure it's no longer a loss. Their following so big they can actually afford to do. They can just do that.
Right. like they went balls in, lost money to make this big thing, and then cut back later on once that thing snowballed.
I get it. Well, my main point was they're still finding success where HOTS
Right.
is not really finding success, and and this time and other times it's been because of development. You know, they've had people that were passionate about the game. They've had people that wanted to make a career out of the game, being content creators, and they lost those people. Um, Pretty much for the exact same reason. You know, those people just got tired of the game, and that's not something you want in a MOBA, dude.
No, especially not in a MOBA where you have to do the same thing over and over and over again
Yeah.
through thousands of hours. Any sort of game like that on a competitive level, it's kind of weird too, and it's funny because at the Game Awards, didn't Overwatch win Esports of the Year,
It did. It won esports.
which is bizarre to me.
It won last year too, apparently.
That's so weird. It seems that Blizzard just has issues with their esports still, but they're still getting awards for it.
I don't know if you guys know this. They spent millions of dollars making Overwatch what it is and creating a system from the get-go that that is beneficial to sponsors. The franchising system is 100% more beneficial to sponsors. At Overwatch's creation, inception, it was so hyped up. They got so much money flowing to it right away. That was the perfect example of a company getting in at the right moment to blow up their
Yeah.
No, I mean
blow.
to blow. You got him.
It's just so weird because it's always surrounded around controversial or laughable things at the same time. And Overwatch is such a viewer unfriendly game,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, dude. And I've played the game. I don't know, like, the nuances of the strategy. You know what I mean? Like, I get everybody has ultimates. I get that that's the healer and that's the tank. But what's the strategy? And, like, it's not explained. You know what I mean? Like, if I use my... Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It's crippled in a way, especially for, I think, high skill tournament play too, in the way that it handles its team picking. There's no drafting. There's no permanent picks. You can always, there's switching in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Unlike a MOBA or even Paladins, where it's you pick your character, you make your team comp against their team comp. You have bans and everything like that. Like Overwatch doesn't have that. You can switch comps on the fly for different positions on the map and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And which aids to the way that they develop with rock paper scissors. Like that's how they develop their characters.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. But the thing about Overwatch League is maybe we don't watch it, but we have Moggers in chat. He's like hardcore Overwatch. And
Tier 3 player, baby. Congratulations, bud.
Hell yeah. And there's a lot of fucking people out there that watch it, dude. Millions of people.
No, there are.
But I can't think of any other esports that's doing as well. That's why, like other than like the Dota, League of Legends shit. But
and I think they're probably always just be doing well.
Yeah, and it's kind of like they're in a class of their own, and like don't even mention them because we already know that they're successful. So like we want to know what else is successful. And I guess the next one is Overwatch. Then it's ESL, So that's it. But anyway, I think we're pretty much done talking about this
Blizzard.
hot stuff. There's so much fucking news. We should just get straight to it, huh? How about that? Let's do it. Give me 1 second. Let me load it up. So the Video Game Awards happened, and there was a shitload of announcement trailers. One of them was this that we kind of saw already, Far Cry New Dawn. It's supposed to be a new Far Cry game, available February 15th for $40. Oh, I thought it would be 60. But anyway, it's post-apocalyptic Far Cry. And a lot of people are saying that this is what Bethesda gets because they didn't make the game we wanted. So now these other developers are capitalizing where they, blah, 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 blah. So what do you guys think about this? Have you guys seen anything?
I heard about it, but I didn't see the trailer or anything like that.
The trailer is sick.
I'm playing it
it's not because it's not a full-fledged game. It's an add-on to the last Far Cry, isn't it? Or is it a full?
I think it's a full-fledged game. Yeah, it's a standalone, I think.
Huh,
Oh, we're talking
okay.
about Far Cry. I thought we were talking about Outer
Yeah,
Worlds. My
see,
bad.
yeah, look, Far Cry New Dawn. It's its
Oh
own
yeah,
game.
no, I
Yeah.
saw Outer Worlds, but yeah, Far Cry. No, I had barely heard about it. I just thought that it was like a downloadable add-on. I didn't realize it was like its own standalone.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really
That's
nice.
interesting. It's definitely funny. People are always saying like, oh, it serves. This is what Bethesda gets. This game has been in production before Bethesda screwed up, so it's not like this is an answer to Bethesda screw up.
Yeah.
It's
And
just,
post-apocalyptic
coincidental.
and post-apocalyptic is not something Bethesda made up, Like
No.
it's happened.
Um,
So,
Here's something that like I kind of think is going on right now. These companies all know what the other companies are making. They have like their
Oh, yeah.
spies, their little interconnections and
Fuck
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, you're making a
Corporate
game, so we-
espionage is very real.
And then
yeah.
they're like, oh man, we got to get our game out first. Our game has to be the first one. It has to be the standard. It has to be the best one. And they're rushing these developers to the point where a lot of the Q&A gets thrown to the side. We can take care of it later. Let's just get the game to a mostly playable state. We can take care of it later.
Yeah.
And then they also come out with all these money grabbing things like loot boxes, pay to win type stuff, and it makes a very bad impression upon us, the players. It's okay. You're going to release a $60 AAA title game, and you're going to release it in terrible condition. Expect us then not only to spend $60, then to spend more money in the game to continue playing it. I'm going to go ahead and return this.
Well,
It's
let me play devil's advocate here, Dunk. What about PUBG? If I'm a developer and I look at PUBG and I go, why did millions of people fucking buy this buggy piece of shit game? Maybe like I'm Bethesda. We can make a way better game and charge $60. You know what I mean? That I'm just saying I don't think they're right, but they might look at it that way.
here's the big thing about PUBG. It was released in its open access state.
Mm-hmm.
It was titled Open Access.
Yeah.
It was not a released game. We knew it was going to be buggy. There was already the preconception. It's kind of like it's being forward about it. It's like when people bought Black Ops or they played the beta. They understood it's in beta. They're trying to get out some kinks. They're doing more tests. That's why they're opening it up.
Yeah.
That's why you do those things. The state of PUBG now, even though it technically is a released game, I believe, versus to how it was, is night and day.
Yeah.
Yes, it's still buggy, but it's night and day.
And
Now,
I'd say it's almost a combination of both the edge of being able to be labeled early access and luck of it happened during a perfect time for it to be just good enough to be the thing that everyone jumped on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right time, right place, right game, right genre.
Just it was just a storm. So it's
Yeah.
not like when you look at all the executives could be asking those questions. Oh well, look, PUBG is buggy and it does really well. But they're not a AAA studio isn't going to be able to throw out a $60 game that's just as buggy and do well.
Yeah.
Because like Dunk was saying, expectations are completely different in those scenarios between early access game on Steam and a AAA full $60 title. So everyone's attitude going into it is going to be completely different. Their expectations, their perception is 100% different. And then the time factor was just luck. So you can't manufacture that aspect into it either.
Yeah, actually, tying into that, the game before PUBG was H1Z1.
Yep.
Sorry, H1Z1, and
Fucking A, dude. They're in the news, by the way.
Okay. Basically, H1Z1 at that time was incredibly fun, but also really tough to get through because it was really buggy. The graphics weren't very good. You then released this much nicer looking game. Yes, it was buggy, but it wasn't as buggy as H1Z1 was, and everyone jumped on it. No hesitation. The system, the gun system was way better. There's no crafting system for armor and stuff. You can find all the gear, everything you can need is on the ground. It was so much better system wise, graphics wise, and it was an easy jump. Like I jumped on it, Instom jumped on it, John, you jumped on it, jumped on it.
$30 too, man. $30.
$30. And
yeah,
To pay $30 instead of $60 for a game that I probably put in a couple hundred hours on,
Yeah.
versus Black Ops, which I'm kind of refusing to buy, even though because it was $60.
No,
Thank
it's-
God they made it 30 now for
I
the battle
know.
royale.
But I'm still
Oh.
probably not gonna buy it, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the H1Z1 really created that desire in the market for what it had.
Yeah.
And all it needed was something to be a little better to come out for everyone to jump ship.
You know what's funny too? After PUBG and everyone's anger towards the bugs and stuff, then we were all waiting for Call of Duty and Battlefield to make their version, and we talked about it on the podcast like fucking ad nauseum. Then it came out and it was so underwhelming, dude. Blackout is so underwhelming, dude. It didn't capture the
It's-
same kind of fucking like, oh yes, finally kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It's the genre has been done to death.
Yeah.
It's got the games are out that can satisfy everyone's need in the genre. And so anything else coming out is just gonna be on top of that.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna divide the genre base. It's not
You know,
no
I want to
one's
ask because
no one's gonna have another Fortnite.
Say it.
John, did you play CS:GO Battle Royale yet?
Yeah, I did. I'll talk about it. It's in the news. I played it.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I
we'll
can
talk
talk
about it
about that for sure. But to come back to this, Far Cry New Dawn, it's the next post-apocalyptic game. There's also Fury 2 coming out. That is going to be the next post-apocalyptic game. And then there was another one, Outer World.
Outer World, that one
Yeah.
looks sick. That was the one I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about originally.
Yeah, that one looked insane. But that's in the news as well. But yeah, we're seeing like other developers trying it out. I don't think they would have taken this chance when, Fallout 3 came out. I don't think anybody would have been like, we need to make one too. I think they waited. Fallout 4 came out. Fallout 4 was super underwhelming, and then developers were like, while that development was happening of Fallout 4, they're like, oh, they're using the same engine. It's pretty much the same game. Oh yeah, we'll make a better one. Let's go for it, dude. Let's make this fucking Far Cry New Dawn. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So it's exciting. It's exciting for us as a consumer, but it's strange times when you think like when you think a company is the synonymous with a genre, like maybe now, dude, maybe today, but tomorrow you don't know. So that's it. Let's move on. Next piece of news. We have a lot. Ubisoft post-apocalyptic. We just talked about this. This is just going more in depth into it.
Fuck it.
Mortal Kombat 11 announcement trailer, dude. Did you guys watch this trailer?
No.
It's so fucking bloody and gory.
Of course it is. It's Mortal Kombat.
I know, but it's like blood. It's Raiden and fucking Scorpion fighting each other. There's like
Holy shit.
Yeah, he like stabbed him through the head and put like his spear through his face, but he's still alive after. So like it was very strange to me.
Well, it is Mortal Kombat. What do
I
you
know.
expect?
Yeah, but it's awesome, man. It's have you guys ever played the newer Mortal Kombats?
Yeah, I play 10 a lot.
It's fucking great, dude. Like it's a great resurgence of the Mortal Kombat genre. Like it kind of died out after 3, to be honest with you. I don't know if you guys played anything between 3 and 9.
I played a lot of them.
Yeah, I played them and I was like, okay, this sucks. Like, I get it, it's gory and stuff, but they weren't good games. And then I think it was 9 that was the first one that had like a legitimate fighting game in it that could have an esports and everything. But yeah, this is another one. Are you guys into it? Would you guys play it?
I mean, fighting games. I'm not super into the fighting games. They're
Yeah.
fun, but I never get hardcore into them.
You know what it is about
Yeah.
fighting? Sorry, go ahead.
Same. I like Mortal Kombat. The games like Brawl are really easy. The skill sets are really easy.
Mhm.
Games like Mortal Kombat where it's like, it's like, oh my god, I did it. I pulled off that unbelievable combat where I pressed 9 buttons in a row and it did this super cool move.
Yeah.
I do not have the technical capacity to play that type of game.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny that you
I'll
say
stick
that?
with Brawl. I'll stick with Brawl.
I watched the
Or
documentary.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, I watched a documentary on Smash Brothers. There's a really good one on YouTube by Game Historian. It's like an hour and a half long, and it talks about beginning to end, like how it started and everything. The guy that created it, I forgot his name, but he pretty much made it because he played Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and it was the same thing. He's like, the barrier of entry was so fucked up. Like, he would play someone, get destroyed by like a 20 hit combo and be like, okay, I don't know how to fucking do that. How long is it going to take me to learn how to like counter that? You know what I mean? So he wanted to make a fighting game where this was before he thought of the Mario IP or anything like that. He wanted a fighting game that anybody could play without having to know much about the background. Like simple buttons, simple things. You know, everybody has the same kind of move set pretty much, and anyone can have fun. And that's how Brawl or Smash Brothers was made. So that if you like that about it, that's exactly why it was so popular. And
Thank God for him.
yeah, man, genius guy, dude. It's a really good documentary. I recommend it. I'll put it on my Discord later. But yeah, that's it. Mortal Kombat 11's coming out, and we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see Sonic Fox on it.
Yeah, we will.
All right. Obsidian Entertainment is teasing a Game Awards reveal of its new RPG. So
Yeah, they're teasing a game.
Yeah.
They showed it.
Yeah, this is
Fucking
old.
tease.
This is November 28th. So where is it? Is it this one? No, that's not it. Oh, that's the Tumblr shit. We'll get into it. But yeah, it's Outer Worlds. We took a look at it. Did you guys like it?
Dude, it looks awesome.
Outer
Yeah,
Worlds.
it looks like Borderlands, and that's really like what draw me to it. It
Well,
looks
I
like
mean, the
Borderlands.
name is even like Borderlands, Outer
Yeah.
Worlds, Borderlands. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same concept of outdistance on the edge of space type of deal, but it looks like Fallout meets Borderlands.
Why can't I
about the
fucking
E3
find it,
announcement?
dude? Why can't I fucking find this? Outer World trailer.
You put Outworlds trailers,
Oh,
like Outer
oh.
World.
Outer
God
World.
damn it, dude! Can't even type.
My Google skills have fucking diminished.
They're bad. They're bad.
They've diminished
Oh,
since
man.
fatherhood, dude. But yeah, I thought it was awesome, dude. And you know what I thought was cool about it? Well, obviously, look, it's Obsidian.
Yes.
And they made sure to put in the fucking trailer. Yeah, we're the ones that made Fallout New Vegas and all the original Fallouts. You know, we made...
Instantly ripping on them.
Remember us? We were
Yeah.
we were Black Island and then
Yeah.
became Obsidian.
Yeah, you know all the arguments people have on the subreddit where they say that we made the best Fallout. Remember that? Well,
Here we go.
here we go. This is the shit that is awesome. We're looking at the trailer right now for podcast listeners, but this is what really drew me in is these like corporations and like cool like cities. It pops up so many questions in your head like what is that? Where is that? Where did it come from? What guns are they using? And the graphics are amazing. So
It looks good.
it looks
I'm
really good.
I'm gonna play it.
Multiplayer, you guys think, or is just single player
Yes,
only?
there's gonna be multiplayer.
Ooh.
I think it's gonna be. There's gotta be, right?
I think that's the next thing with anybody. I know Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna have multiplayer, so I think that other people are like, we got to step up our game if we want to stay in this industry. It's fun though. I like it.
I think it'll play almost like Borderlands, but with much better graphics and cooler guns.
I'm down with that because people say Destiny is supposed to be the new Borderlands, but
Destiny
fuck,
sucks.
sucks balls, dude. I got it for free and I don't play it.
Yeah, that's same. I'm like, oh, you got it for me free? I'm still not installing.
I'm not gonna play it, dude. I played it for like 20 minutes and I was like, all right, I can't do this.
Destiny is such a bad game.
Yeah. People still die for it though. All right, next piece of news. Yeah, Outer Worlds. It doesn't take a fucking genius to know that this is gonna be a good game.
2019 is gonna be great.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
If you guys haven't seen it, the Outer Worlds official announcement trailer is on YouTube. You can check it out. It looks really good.
And it is multi-platform, PS4, Xbox, and on Steam.
Oh yeah. Next piece of news. Tumblr will ban all adult content on December 17th, which is coming up, boys. So this includes anything that has to do with furries or any furry culture stuff. Okay, so do you guys know anything about this? Have you heard anything other
A
than
little.
Okay. I've heard that from like things that I've read that Tumblr's been wanting to shut down for the longest time, and that they've been using this as an excuse. And the reason they wanted to do it is to avoid lawsuits because there's like a lot of like child pornography and shit like that going on in Tumblr unchecked, and like weird shit like that. I don't know if you guys have any insight or what if I'm saying is bullshit. I don't know. I just read some weird shit.
No, they got the Tumblr app got removed from the Apple Store. Is what happened.
That's what it was because of pornography, right?
Because of, I guess Apple had found some child pornography. Is what it was.
Yeah.
And Tumblr was real quick to get on top of it, but now there's pressure on Tumblr.
Yeah.
I think from Apple and others, such as like there's of course the anti-porn advocacy groups
Yep.
that go hard after this kind of thing.
They went hard on Starbucks.
Went hard on Starbucks. I'm pretty sure they're involved in this as well, and so Tumblr is getting rid of all NSFW content.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like, yeah, they removed all those pages, but probably 20 others spawned in the time that they were fucking removing those. And so Apple probably told them, like, hey, man, you have to have a lid on this if you ever expect to be on the App Store. And it's not just, like, report and then remove. Like, no, it has to be... You have to do whatever you can to make sure it never
Apple's not okay with that. Apple's not down with that. Apple is very much like the YouTube of apps. Like as far as like YouTube monetization goes, is how Apple is with letting people on the App Store.
Yeah, it's much harder to get on the App Store than it is on Google Play for sure.
Right, definitely. So it's like I'm surprised that Apple let them on just because they had porn.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So that's probably a lot of the stuff that Apple's doing as far as their store goes is getting rid of stuff like that.
Yeah. So apparently this whole Tumblr thing happened, but a lot of people are saying that that's the only thing that was keeping Tumblr alive was their adult content. Like, I don't know much about Tumblr. I think I was too old to understand it or be a part of the generation. And then now it's like come and gone, and I'm like, fuck, I'm so old. I didn't even know anything about it. But from what I've read, that was like their main bread and butter for a long time.
I don't know. I know there's been lots of speculation on that. Like lots of people say that. I don't know how concrete any of that is. Because I know that it's used as a casual blogging website by tons and tons and tons of people. So
yeah,
I just don't know how truth it is that they obviously can survive without the adult content, or they wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is their users and their stock probably took a tumble after this.
Oh Jesus! This is why we should. Thank you, Czar. See, you made Czar leave, and now we got a close up of your face.
Okay,
got him.
Sorry, my Discord updated.
Yeah, Discord fucking updated. I'm gonna send you for a tumble.
An update.
Check this out, though, guys. Apparently, this is something I discovered, and I need to make you guys aware. Some guy made this post, warning for the uninformed. The pedophile Tumblr community will probably be making their way to Twitter, so be aware that MAP stands for minor attracted person. No MAP stands for non-offending minor attracted person. If either are in their bio, be sure to block. And then this guy posted some of those people. Did you guys know about this?
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Apparently MAP is a thing. You see this guy's fucking...
This is the problem with the internet. I can't remember who makes the joke. I think it's Bill Burr that makes the joke. About where it's like, the internet is such a bad thing because you can't... It's not like you can be a weirdo and you think, oh, what's wrong with me? Like the dude that fucks sheep, and he's thinking, I'm the only guy in the world that fucks sheep?
Yeah.
Am I? But now that weirdo could go on the internet, and he's no longer the weirdo that fucks sheep. He's part of a community.
Now. Yeah, all these other guys fuck sheeps too. Look at me.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the danger that comes with the internet is these people can go into a space where they don't feel ostracized when really they probably should,
Yeah.
Because You need to know that this is not okay. You don't need to have a support group that says, "Oh, this is okay."
So these are people that are attracted to minors, but they're trying to say like, "Hey, we haven't acted on it. It's just an attraction. So you shouldn't persecute us, and you shouldn't treat us any differently. We're just attracted to minors, but we haven't done anything." You know, that's what they're saying. But obviously,
And of course, they use the word minor because it makes it sound because minor and pedophile, prepubescent are two different things. So
yeah,
it makes it sound lesser because it's like, oh, a minor could be anyone under the age of 18 or 16, whereas actual pedophile is going to be prepubescent. So it makes it sound lesser when they use words like non-offending minor
like
attracted, as
look at
opposed
these
to what they really are and what they really mean is pedophile. They're attracted to people that are prepubescent.
Look at these people's bios. This guy's is human being, primary prevention advocate, pedophile, sex abuse survivor. And then on the bottom it says pedophile does not equal rapist. Next person. We are pedophiles against adult child sex. What? So
Yeah.
they're attracted to kids, but they're against having sex with kids. And
Yeah.
then here's this guy. 21-year-old non-offending anti-contact minor attracted person or MAP. Feel free to follow and message. It's disturbing, dude. This is disturbing. That this exists, that there's a community where they can like join each other and say you're not a bad person. You're whatever you feel is not bad, and it just perpetuates whatever feelings they have instead of actually getting help. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the danger with the internet because obviously there should be some sort of support in the form of actually getting help, but this is not that. This is support without help.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's validation as opposed to go and be like, there is something wrong and I should go try to fix it.
Yeah. And I saw some fucking idiots, moggers, you're not going to like this, but people were equating this kind of shit to furries. It's like, see what happens when we just let them have their own communities? And it's like, dude, those are adults doing things with adults. All right? This is a completely different fucking thing. So, I don't know, man. It's like, I'm all about freedom of speech and I'm all about, someone being able to be accepted for who they are, but this is not the same fucking thing, dude. That's not what this is. This is people that are a danger to their community. They're a danger to everyone around them. And instead of actually getting help for the problems that they have, that stem from whatever, it can be anything. Maybe they were abused when they were younger and stuff like that. That's a lot of the stuff that happens. But instead of actually getting help and talking to somebody about it, they just talk to other people that have the same urges. And then now they feel validated. Like, oh, it's okay to be attracted to a minor as long as I don't do anything yet. You know what I mean? Apparently, there's a huge Tumblr community with it too. So
Yeah, it's not surprising.
yeah. So
But it's great when they it's great when they throw those labels out there. It's easy for the FBI to watch them.
Yeah, straight up. But then again, man, I don't know. We don't have to get into that, but it's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
we don't want to put them on the map.
Ah, Jesus
I'm leaving
Christ.
again.
Jeez, don't leave, please.
Just learned that one.
Stop it. This is not a joke, Dunk. God damn it. Next piece of news.
The communities are though.
Hey, by the way, Fallout, Bethesda, the bags.
Hey, look, it's Fallout 76 again.
They are replacing Bags. They're giving you bags. So look at this guy's picture.
I love that. Fallout 76. It's a fucking black plastic bag.
That's great. Am I supposed to send this back? Oh, that's great. But anyway, they I think to avoid being sued up the wazoo for, malpractice or whatever the fuck you call it. False advertising, that's the one. Malpractice are for doctors. They and lawyers. They are replacing the nylon bags that you have with the canvas ones. So they're finalizing it. Just send in your ticket, get your atoms, get your bag, and now you'll have 2 bags. You'll have a shitty bag, a good bag, and you'll have 500 atoms.
Imagine the money they would have saved if they had just done what they said they were going to do in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now instead they had to manufacture 2 different bags. instead of just one.
Do
Yeah,
you?
but they couldn't afford to. They couldn't afford to make the canvas bags the first time.
Yeah, see that apparently they
Stupid.
said that.
It's so stupid. Yeah, no, they did. We talked about it.
Yeah, but I don't know if Dunk heard. They said that.
I did. I'm up to date on all that fucking bullshit canvas bagging stuff.
Okay,
I
good.
canvassed a lot of people.
Oh, come
It's-
on, dude.
Oh, Jesus
Come on,
Christ!
dude.
It never ends.
We can't
Like,
have him on anymore, dude.
Game end me.
We can't have him on anymore. It's just not good.
Baby,
It's not
get
good.
him. Hey, you guys can't handle the fallout of having me on.
It's just bad, dude. I
Mogger's
can't do it.
asking to ban him.
Woo!
All right.
Hachimama.
I've lost all energy to do this podcast, so we'll just you'll get your bag. All right.
You get your bag. Send in purchase, but don't send in purchase because you're going to be doxxed. By the way.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into that too. But apparently, I have a question for you guys. If Fallout 76 was a commercial success, do you think any of this bag stuff would even exist? The controversy?
Yeah,
You still
but
think so?
it would have been. Yeah. People would always be mad about. But it wouldn't be this big a deal. There would be jokes, but it just would have been this big a deal.
Yeah.
It's just compounded it, really.
Yeah, it's just the fact that all of this on top of each other, and now they've actually doxed people. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That one is just insane, dude. They cannot catch a break. Is that the next thing?
It should be because
Yeah, there it is. Bethesda's support website leaks Fallout 76 customer info. So, Jesus fucking Christ. So apparently when you went onto the website to do the whole like bag thing, like here's my address, here's my phone number, blah, blah, blah. When you do that,
last 4 digits of my
social,
credit card.
and whatever, all those things, apparently there was a bug in the website or like a fucked up feature
Which is just
where
no, it's a feature.
yeah, it was like a fucked up feature that they should have not let happen, but anybody could access everybody's information. So like I can look up the support tickets.
Yeah, the tickets were public by logging into the portal
Yeah.
instead of private, like not shared.
Like this, you can see these here we go, waiting on agent. So you can see each one of these is a ticket. It says closed by custom. This is obviously shit that I'm not supposed to see. This is shit that whoever's running, the return service is supposed to see. So people were able to see credit card, addresses, phone numbers. Oh my god. They took it down immediately and like tried to like, shuffle it away, but no, man. It was like insane. Dude.
Nope. Yeah, it was like 100-something people that got their information leaked.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's just so funny too because it's like Bethesda is so known for their buggy games. Even their support website is buggy.
I know, man. That's insane. So there it is. More shit. I don't know what else could they do? Bethesda murdered a baby.
Tom Howard is gonna be in a satanic cult.
Yeah.
And, like sacrifice a child.
There's
or something.
something that happened. They're like, what else could they do, dude, to be in the news? It was resolved. They said they're sorry. Hi guys, we resolved the issue. And that's it. That's all they did. And then they were like, please don't sue us anymore. But yeah, Mogger says, I remember discussing Fallout 76 with you and comparing Bethesda to Blizzard and saying at least Bethesda you can expect them to fuck a few things up, and then this happened. More than a few things, yeah.
In the last few months with all the bullshit we've seen, this issue, the Diablo Immortal, Activision, I'm just like, man, companies are just having like a shit show of like, who could do it worse?
Yeah,
I could
straight
do
up.
this. You guys got phones, don't you?
Oh my god, dude. But what does that say about a company where we expected like it to not be a good finished product? And like we gave them leeway. We were like, we know it's not going to be perfect, but then they dropped us with this shit, you know what I mean? Like one by one. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And here we are. So yeah, now you get 2 bags and 500 atoms though, so for $200.
And it's just so weird. It's so bizarre to think that such a big company has made these many mistakes.
Yeah. Well, this is the world we live in, I guess. Disconnect. You know what? I think this all has to do with the popularization of video games, where it's becoming so corporate now. It used to be an underground thing where like people didn't understand it, but as long as the checks kept coming in, the suits were happy. But now the suits are like, hey, maybe we should get involved in because we're good at making money. So maybe we can do something that'll, help us make more money. And then now we're seeing the cause and effect of it trickle down,
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
No, it is. It's corporate involvement when the industry got so big, because your development studios are no longer developer focused. It's now corporate focused.
Yeah.
It's a large company that just wants to make money.
All right, next piece of news. Let's move on. Toe Jam and Earl now are back in the groove and now set for release in March. Did you guys ever play this growing up?
No, I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, it's old school. I mean, it's kind of my generation. It's a early '90s Sega Genesis game that was, I think it was
Are
on
you like
Super
a year
Nintendo.
older than Czar?
No, I'm 1986.
Damn, John John's old as fuck.
Yeah, you guys are younger than me.
I know we're younger than me. I thought Czar was like maybe a year or two younger than you.
No, he
No,
just
I
looks
was
old.
91.
He just looks old from all the fireballs he drank.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming back. It was just one of those cute, fun games back in the day, and it was considered one of the hardest games. And now they're bringing it back. It's an IP that has nostalgia. So,
Okay.
I don't know. It looks fun, doesn't it? Doesn't it look cool?
It looks like something made by the South Park guys.
Yeah, it's like the art style
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, I won't play it, so.
I won't either.
This looks like the perfect game to play if you're tripping on LSD.
I didn't even play it when I was young, so I'm just saying. But there's people that are excited about it. So yeah, Toe Jam and Earl coming out. Epic Games takes on Steam with its own Fair Game Store. Did we talk about this last? No, we didn't, right?
No, we didn't. But I
Okay.
did just hear about that this morning, actually.
Yeah, so Epic Games is opening up their own store for video games like Steam. And they're offering 88% to the developers, and they'll take 12%. Where I found out that Steam offers 70-30,
Dang.
and if the game sells over $10 million, I'm not sure if they retroactively do, but they give you 75 and 25 if it sells over a certain threshold. But I don't know if it's retroactive or just whatever's after the 10 million.
Right.
But the argument here is while yes, that is way more generous than what Steam offers, the other flip side is more people use Steam than they use the fucking Epic Games Store. So
Right.
if you're Valve, you're like, okay, go ahead and try that out, bitch.
Right. But you do have to be careful because it will entice people to develop and publish on Epic's platform versus Steam, which will pull the customer from Steam to Epic.
Yeah.
You
Well,
that's what Epic is wanting. That's why they're doing that, because they want to entice the developers to publish on Epic instead, because they know that the incentive is there, and if good games get developed on their platform, that customers will follow the good games.
But that's the thing, though. Will they, though? Will customers use Epic Games Launcher, or will we just stick to Steam till the day we die
Okay.
and never use
Think
Epic
about this
Games
for
Launcher?
1 second. 1 second.
No.
What is the number one game right now?
Yeah, Fortnite.
And what do you have to launch before you get on Fortnite?
Epic Games.
Epic Games.
Yeah.
Boom.
This is the best time for Epic Games to push this.
Yeah, of course.
Because
100%.
you're going to have Dead Cells, for instance. Let's say it hadn't come out yet. Dead Cells right below Fortnite.
Mhm.
Think about how big that game would still be. I mean, it's a fucking great game. So, I mean, it'd still be big. But that kind of viewership, that boom, all these younger kids who maybe don't know what Steam is yet, because that's what Fortnite's crowd is. All these younger kids are going to be like, what's this game? It's underneath Fortnite. It must be really good too. Huh? It's made by Epic Games. Let's see what it is.
Basically,
They don't
this
know any
is
better.
a huge honeypot for any developer looking to publish their game through something like Steam. Because what Epic is saying is, hey, y'all want your game right on the same platform as Fortnite with all the billions of kids logging in
Kids.
every day to see it?
It's the
Bang.
kids thing. It's the kids. This is the kids market. It's going to be they're saying that this will be the future launcher, where Steam is too old and dated. We're the future because we have Fortnite.
They might be right too.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
It's the right time to do it, but it doesn't guarantee that it'll be successful.
No, but it could be. I mean, Steam is a dinosaur.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It is, and so are we. in as far as gaming goes.
Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to say is Steam had already done a really good job working with indie developers and greenlighting their games. They had that greenlight, Steam greenlight, whatever.
Yeah.
And so they already had their foot in working with indie developers and stuff like that. So it's going to be even harder for Epic Games to try to entice people in.
Realistically, this is the future for developers. No longer going to be worrying about, okay, what's our next big game? Because they're going to open up their launchers to other content creators, like aka video game designers.
Yeah.
Let's use the Blizzard launcher for instance. Blizzard just allowed Activision, their obviously their shareholder, major shareholder, to put on Call of Duty and Destiny on their launcher. Now, this is an excellent push to both companies. You have WoW players, Diablo players, StarCraft players now. Oh, look, I can play COD right here on the same launcher. I want to try that game. Or, oh, look, they're doing $30 sale. Because, like, right now, if you actually open your launcher, like the HOTS, right now it says, like, Call of Duty, Battle of Duty. Call of Duty has a $29.99 sale.
Might as well be called fucking Battle of Duty. They should just fucking put them all together, dude. Battle Duty Player Grounds.
Battle Duty Field Grounds.
Yeah, dude. They just need to fucking put them all together.
This is the future, though. That is the future. They're going to try and make more money by adding more games to their launcher.
Yeah. I mean, that's
it's a great idea.
People are already like, where's the launcher that opens all my launchers? Apparently Discord's the one, by the way. It opens all the launchers, so yeah, that's the problem right now. Blizzard has its own, Activision's part of Blizzard, then there's Bethesda's, Epic Games. There's so many launchers, dude, so yeah. They're just all following Steam, but at the same time, it's the
future because it's internal advertisement plus a whole pot of other things.
Yeah.
You get to profit from other development companies because you're now publishing those things on a platform.
Yeah. And Mager says, I can say I know most Overwatch professionals move to playing Black Ops when relaxing a lot of the time, and it's on the same launchers, so they're removed from Steam quite a bit. Yeah, it makes sense. It's like, hey, there's another thing here that I can play, on this launcher. It makes sense. Like, honestly, when I look through my Steam library and I'm like, what should I play? I'm like, oh yeah, wait, there's this other launcher that has games. Let me check that one out, So, that's that. Yeah, let's move on. We have a lot of stuff. The U.S. Army has a new plan to recruit gamers. So,
oh boy, why would they want them?
Yeah. I didn't really read into this, but apparently they want to have an esports team. Army Esports is in the early stages of fielding teams for top games like Tekken 7, blah, blah, blah. So the Army wants to have its own esports team, and I think they want to use it as a stepping stone to try to recruit more people, because apparently recruitment has been at an all-time low for these last few years, and I think we can understand why, because people are just fucking fatigued with war. But yeah, it's what the pitch omits, though, is that video games and the U.S. Armed Forces have been entwined ever since the commercial rise of gaming.
Long to before the commercialization of gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. They've been together for way longer before the market was even a big thing.
Yeah. So this is a long piece by Cecilia D'Anastasio. I mean, she does her due diligence. She did the whole Riot Games.
She's a great journalist.
Yeah, she did the whole Riot Games thing, and this is her her fluff piece on the Army. So if you guys are interested, it's on Kotaku, and you can read more into it. But it's nothing new. But I guess the new thing would be that it's kind of predatory. You know what I mean? They've always been really predatory.
Yeah, but colleges are, everybody's predatory.
Yeah, think of it this way, right? They've already been a part of making like high school events, showing up to those. They're like set up booths at high school events.
Hell,
like back in the day,
say
like
ROTC itself.
Yeah, ROTC itself. The Army is everywhere. Military in general is everywhere. Now they're just trying to get to a new audience because kids aren't going to these events anymore. It's something they don't want to do. Why would I go watch some kids that are mean to me play football when I could be at home squashing noobs at Fortnite.
Yeah,
You know?
no, it's definitely that's like the trend right now. But I don't know. I just from all the people that I've talked to that joined the military because of some recruiter, they were like bamboozled pretty much. That's how they felt. You know, they don't regret their service or anything like that. You know, but they like went into it thinking one thing, and then another thing actually happened. So it seems pretty predatory to me, but when recruitment is down, I guess this is what you do, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. Look out for a guy in camo asking if he wants to play Fortnite with you, right?
How would you see him coming?
Jesus. Next piece of news. Starbreeze Studio in Stockholm has been raided and an employee has been arrested for suspected insider trading.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're the people that made that Walking Dead game, the one that had just come out recently, I think.
Oh.
Overkill, The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so their shit was raided. An employee was thought to have been behind it, and I think he raided it to sell information to another company. We were talking about espionage. This is it right here, dude. This is literally it.
Nice. That's pretty funny. I mean, damn. I guess we don't really know a whole lot as of right now, since again, he's just been arrested on suspicion of insider trading.
Yeah.
But it's been bound to happen. People gotta be careful with that shit.
Outgoing Starbreeze CEO and CFO sold large shares earlier this year. Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh. Oh, they
That's why
also
it's
made
pretty
a Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Is that what they
That's
made?
why, like, even if like you're just like visiting campuses and stuff, like games and stuff, they make you sign an NDA.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it
But
is no joke right now.
you can break your NDA if there's ways to break your NDA.
Yeah.
There's definitely ways to do it, especially when there's millions of dollars involved. So yeah,
Trying
that's
to
it.
life hack me? You trying to life hack me?
I'm just saying that at our level, if we break an NDA, like me and you, we're fucked. But on the higher level, there's things that they do to avoid getting fucked. So that's it. All right, next piece of news. Epic Games sued over swipe it emote. Do you guys even know what the swipe it emote is?
Is this a reference to like Tinder?
It's 2Milli. He's a rapper. Apparently, he has a dance.
Who?
Yeah, I know, right? Here, let's look it up.
Is he a SoundCloud rapper?
2Milli swipe it. So, where's his? Let's see if we can find a video. Files lawsuit over dance. So I guess this is his. Yeah, so he made the dance. They used it in their game and didn't give him credit. I'm using ad blocker for a reason, bitch. And he's suing them for it. So
Yes.
I think they removed it.
They got to be careful with that shit, because I know, it's one thing to be throwing in your meme dances and everything like that, but
Yeah, I know. But you're right. They just like straight up just do whatever the fuck they want. And like they're just capitalizing on kids,
Yeah.
Fortnite should put the actual rap songs behind the dances. Yeah.
Realistically, unless he fucking trademarked it, it wouldn't matter if it's
That's
not a
true.
trademark move. And highly doubt he did. He more than likely just did it in a music video and people copied it. It's as simple as that.
And then there's this one. I didn't even know Donald Faison's dance in Scrubs was in it. He's like, I'm flattered, though part of me thinks I should talk to a lawyer. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
It wouldn't matter. Once again, he never trademarked it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's literally you just copying something you've seen.
Well, not only that, but it's part of culture.
At this point, it's part of culture. If you tried to say, "Oh, I was the original inventor," cool. It's now open. It's now open IP for everyone.
You didn't trademark it.
Matter. You literally don't matter. Exactly.
Yeah. It's just interesting that they. What's weird to me is that they just let it like be in their game without like thinking about that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we might get sued. Maybe we shouldn't just put it in the game. You know?
And they probably will get sued, but it won't matter. That they've already prepared for this.
Yeah. All right. Next piece of news. Hey, I have a question for you guys. Have you ever thought to yourself, I want to talk to an animal, but I don't want to offend it? Well, PETA has a way for you to make sure that you don't use language. What do they call it? Speciesism. All right. Or
anti-animal language.
Anti-animal language. You know, like stuff like kill two birds with one stone. They ask that you say feed two birds with one scone.
I'm pretty sure that Dunk helped them make this.
Yeah,
list.
this is definitely Dunk's
beautiful.
list.
This is beautiful.
Don't beat a dead
my
horse, beating a dead horse, or feeding a fed horse. This is great. This is great, right? A 14-year-old furry wrote this. Prove me wrong. Bring home the bacon. Bring home the bagels.
14 years old. Boom, proven wrong.
Bring home the bagels. This is anti-Semitic.
He's a Jew. Take the bull by the horns. Oh, I'm kind of blocking it. It says, take the flower by the thorns. That's not even... What about flowers? Flowers are organisms.
This is anti-plant language.
Man. Well, PETA did this. It got retweeted. It got liked. It got everything.
Oh, man. People all over the place are shitting on their chest.
Yeah. They're shitting on their chest. So, yeah, this is what happens whenever you let people...
At this point, we're just feeding a fed horse.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to be the test tube on this news article, so let's move on. I like how Dunk is just silent.
He's like, all my work has already been done for me.
There's nothing...
I literally don't need to say anything. It's literally written in front of you.
All right, next piece of news. Yeah, and it is getting memed out the wazoo. I saw all the memes, Prince. All right, let me see. Soldier Boy began selling Soldier Boy branded consoles and handhelds. So
I heard about this.
Pretty much, Soldier Boy started selling consoles and stuff, but they're just reskinned, third-party bullshit Chinese-made consoles that are like you can get them for like $10 online, and he just put his like brand on it, and
that's a good move.
That's what they are. They're off-brand emulators.
I think it's a good move.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. You guys continue this conversation.
So, speaking of off-brand, how's your Fireball doing?
Oh, I haven't been drinking recently.
Oh, damn, sober? Damn.
Yeah, been sober for over 65 days.
So, I actually think off-brand, like consoles and stuff, like console skins and shit like that. Oh, no, they're actually talking about like actual different handhelds that play different. Okay, never mind, that's stupid. There are 3 different types of consoles. You have the PS4, the Xbox One, and the fucking Switch. And if you're a really good player, you play a PC.
Yeah, it's selling emulators when you could just play it all on a PC.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I would like to see more
Hey guys,
off-brand like skins and stuff for like my console. What's up?
I'm gonna give you an article to talk about.
Jesus Christ, this podcast is so professional,
dude. Because here, talk about this one because my son just took a shit on wife, like bad. So I gotta help out real quick. Talk about Daybreak Game Company lays off staff. Go.
All right, so the H1Z1 developer Daybreak Games Company has seemingly laid off a number of the employees, according to reports across social media. What else has Daybreak made aside from, these shitty games? Like, what else do they have going for them?
I can find out in like 30 seconds.
You do that. Okay, so a number of the developers on Twitter have tweeted layoffs today from former Daybreak Games president John Smedley. Amongst them, Smedley indicated in one tweet that the studio had eliminated 70 positions, roughly estimating this to be about 30% of the studio. So that's a huge layoff. 30% of the staff of their development team completely gone. They're saying that they're optimizing the structure to ensure best possible positions for ourselves. This sounds like a downsize rather than an optimization.
Yeah. So I'm looking at their games. They H1Z1 obviously, PlanetSide 2, DC Universe Online, and EverQuest.
So nothing recently. So what? So we didn't see anything announced by these people either. What are they? What's even making them money at this point? Is what I'm
No,
wondering.
and that's
outside of
the key.
H1Z1.
That's why they're downsizing. The
Yeah.
figure you just dropped 70 people. Assume they're making at least $30,000 each, because that's like pretty close to minimum wage. So just
Yeah.
assume they're all making minimum wage, and there's 70 of them. I'm gonna bring up my calculator because this math was a lot easier than I thought so in my head. They just cut $2.1 million out of their budget.
Yeah.
That's a minimum. That's just assuming
minimum.
That's just assuming those are all minimum wage workers. So
And they weren't.
Yeah, either A, they're cutting funding to certain games, so they're like restructuring like that.
Like Planet Side 2. Who plays that game still?
Or
No
EverQuest 2. And they're trying to save money so they can develop a new game. Because it doesn't seem like they're closing down so much as they're trying to take back their budget so they can afford to make a new game.
Right. They've got to be doing. You got to be developing something at this point, because what they currently have out there is not going to carry the studio on much longer.
Not at all. John,
Yeah.
you want to chime in?
Yeah, H1. I'm not surprised that they're 70 reportedly dismissed from H1Z1 development studio. I don't know how big their studio is, but I'm sure it's not double that, maybe less than double that, or less than that. But
it says
30%.
30%.
Okay. I didn't read the article.
It's okay. I read it for everybody already.
There you go. So yeah, I'm not surprised because it's a shitty game from a shitty developer. And this is exactly what happens to. I mean, like when I used to work at as a video game tester for Disney, a game would release. We would get to the point where the game is going to release, and this always happened. After a game released, they would lay off like the entire staff until another title came out. Then they would call us and be like, "Hey, we got another game to test." So that in between time, people that were working on H1Z1, they have to know that no one's playing their game. They have to know that their job is on the line. It's like the layoffs are. It's not layoffs. It's the company's doing terribly, and they just need to get rid of people that they're paying for no reason. You know what I mean?
That's what a layoff means.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's just like for these people to think that their job is still gonna be there the next day. You know, you have to see this fucking happening. You have to see the horizon getting closer and closer. So yeah, I'm not surprised about this at all, but just thought it was interesting. We talked about Soldier Boy. Artifact, no one's playing it, dude.
Oh, no shit.
No one's playing it.
What's the Steam charts on it?
Yeah,
Come on,
this
give me
is
the Steam charts.
this is the Steam infograph, this is better than Steam charts apparently. But right now, only 12,000 people are playing it. Its 24-hour peak was 17,000. Its all-time peak was 60,000. So
Nice.
there are 1 million people that own the game apparently.
You know what? Artifact came out too late. Hearthstone's already as big as it is. Magic the Gathering Online's gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah.
They're trying too late into it, and Dota's just not that popular to begin with. So
This is a $20 game that you have to buy, and then there's microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a card game, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but they've also been criticized for the way their microtransactions are too.
I'm just waiting for Riot's League of Legends card game.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously a lot of things need to change for them to make this a popular game, but right now
nothing will.
Yeah, right now no one's playing their game.
There's only so many RNG card games that people can play.
Yeah. So 12,000 people's terrible. Anyway, next piece of news. CS:GO has gone free to play, and there is a new battle royale mode called Danger Zone. It said it was an 18-person battle royale, but it's not. It's a 16-person battle royale.
Okay.
And it feels like it's not done. I played it. It feels like a little weird and buggy and kind of clunky, but the concept is fun. It's supposed to be a battle royale that lasts only like 15 minutes instead of like a 1 hour long one.
Quick and jump in.
Which I'm down with. I was cool with that.
Oh my god, is it the HOTS of the battle royale scene?
Straight up.
Yeah.
But the problem with this game is when you drop, there's one mechanic I do like about it. There's still the buy system where you can buy stuff, and like around the world you'll see like little like stacks of cash that you can pick up, and then you can buy ammo and whatever, blah blah blah, and a drone brings it to you. So if I'm an enemy, I can follow a drone and find,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's actually
so the drone brings it to you, and that this and that. But the problem I have with this game is you find a gun on the ground, you pick it up. It's a P90 that holds 50 rounds, right? It'll have like 7 rounds of ammunition in it.
Ooh.
And then it's like, okay, let me go try to find ammo. There's this ammo box. If you hold E on it, it loads up your gun, but it loads it up one at a time, one tick at a time, one bullet at a time for like 7 bullets, and leaves you completely vulnerable. So like you'll go the entire game never having like any extra ammo in your gun. It's really weird. The ammo system just doesn't make sense. So like it needs work, but I like that it's a fast-paced Counter-Strike battle royale. That's what it is. So it's free to play. Give it a shot. That's what I tell everybody.
No.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Who's everybody? Who are you talking to?
Everyone. Next piece of news. Black Ops 4 is $30. The Blackout version.
Damn. I can't believe it's still on sale.
That's a super smart move.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone else say. That is a super smart move.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Making that only $30, you will now have a game that is just as cheap as PUBG, but better, and has the game quality that people are looking for that's not Fortnite.
Unfortunately, I don't think it is better than PUBG.
Oh, it is.
I think graphically it's better than PUBG and it runs better than PUBG, but the way that it plays is not better than PUBG. PUBG's more
You're wrong, and
more
your opinion is wrong.
PUBG's way more skill based. When things are working the way they're intended to, it's more skill based, and Call of Duty's more arcadey. So
1v1 me in the training arena, we'll see.
yeah, I mean, I'm not down with fucking Black Ops. I thought I would love it. And I always talked about how I couldn't wait for Call of Duty to make their Battle Royale. Then they made it, and I realized, oh man, I don't like Call of Duty games. Why would I like their Battle Royale? So
Just
yeah.
wait for Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
Just wait for Battlefield 5. The
Apparently,
original Battle Royale.
that might be fun because it's a World War II one, so who knows? We'll see how that goes. You can loot a tank.
Oh, do you think World War II is fun?
Hell yeah, it is.
Racist.
All right, next piece of news. We talked about Outer Worlds, all the big announcements. I guess we can zoom through this. Oh, you guys see this? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out. Switch only.
Damn.
You guys ever played the past ones?
Yeah.
Switch exclusive?
Switch exclusive, dude. And it looks sick. Look at it, dude. It looks so fucking cool. The graphics
Yeah, I like
and everything.
Ultimate Alliance.
Oh,
Those
it's
games
so
are
good.
fun.
They were so good. It's action RPG with all your favorite Marvel heroes.
Yeah, dude.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
And you can play in team. Yeah, me and my friend we've played through all of them.
Oh yeah, no, this is one of those games that you and your buddies can fucking have so many hours of fun together. And yeah, so they're making it Switch exclusive, man. Insane.
That's
Step
crazy.
1, find somebody. Step 2, have tons of fun.
Yeah. Far Cry New Dawn we talked about. Supergiant's new game is in early access. Hades, okay.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Anthem,
Still looks good.
yeah.
It's like
Jesus
that's all.
Christ. Kotaku, who's paying your bills? New
Seriously,
Crash Bandicoot racing game coming out on all platforms.
Insta-buy.
Hello Games, the people that made No Man's Sky, are making a small short, as they call it. So it's supposed to be a short game. Sonic Fox won Best Esports Player. He went on in his blue furry outfit, and he said, I'm gay, black, a furry, pretty much everything a Republican hates, and the best esports player, I guess. So I think it's awesome that he won because he gets to represent his people.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
His people.
How is the best esports player not the European that won the StarCraft tournament?
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, that tournament hasn't seen a non-Korean win in a decade. Blasphemy.
Because this guy is unfortunately representing so many communities. He's black.
Fighting games.
Yeah, well, he's black, he's gay, and he's a furry, and this would get headlines, so people are gonna love the VGA and they want to see the next VGA because blah 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 blah. It's a business move, and I think that it's awesome that he got an award. I'm happy for him, but you're right. I don't know if he's the most deserving one. I'm not sure. I think
I
a
would be more
European
excited
winning a
if he did.
StarCraft tournament, the first non-Korean winning a StarCraft tournament, is probably the biggest fucking thing in the world, dude.
Yeah, dude, that was like, oh my god, dude. The
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
talked about thing at BlizzCon, basically.
Yeah. All right, next piece of news. Or, yeah, PUBG's winter map. Who gives a fuck? Fuck you, PUBG.
Nobody.
Okay,
fucking
okay.
cares.
Funniest thing ever is someone posted the picture of like the winter ghillie suit,
Yeah.
and then immediately, like an hour later, someone had made like a little like Yeti, they posted a picture of like a little kid in a Yeti costume, and it's like, yeah, guys, this is the new winter suit. I'm like, dying.
Jesus
I'm like, oh my
Christ.
god, please.
Dragon Age 4, BioWare teases it. Cool.
I guess.
Stranger Things game. Okay. I didn't see that.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, Fortnite is gonna have there's gonna be, this is stupid, but it's gonna have this this area called the block where the gas station used to be, I guess, or something.
Mhm.
And it'll be user created, submitted buildings, pretty much. Like whatever
Well, that's a
users
horrible
made.
idea.
It's a stupid idea. It's just like people in the community made these buildings, so they're gonna put them in this area, and that's it. And then I guess they're gonna keep updating it. And then Take Your Heart, fucking Persona 5 DLC. Joker from Persona 5 is in Smash. When are we
Oh,
gonna be
shit,
in
boys.
Smash, dude? I feel like I'll be in Smash soon. With all these fucking like non-Nintendo IP people just like getting in there.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people they've been putting in there.
You can play as Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and you can fight Joker from Persona 5 on the Metal Gear Solid stage in a fucking Smash game. It's crazy.
Thank
dude.
God for Smash.
You know,
It's
honestly,
great.
I'm super excited to play the Piranha Plant. It doesn't come out for like another month, but I'm super excited.
Yeah, this is crazy, dude. I think it's awesome though that they're doing stuff like this.
Still no Waluigi though.
Yeah,
Hey, man, he's gonna be the fifth one. I guarantee you, man. He's gonna be like
course.
the fifth one released.
of course.
They're
Dude.
like just waiting. It's like, no. Waluigi needs to be the best. He's the
Go.
last fucking one released.
I see anime titties.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell coming to Netflix with 2 big name directors on the project. So they're revamping the.
What do you mean it's coming to Netflix? What do they mean by that? In what form?
It's gonna be a new
Like a
anime.
new- I don't know about that. I don't know
Here.
how I feel about that.
It's a new anime team up on the 3D CG series. Oh, it's gonna have that fucking anime art style of like Godzilla.
See,
Then-
for me, and I know a lot of people like the series. I don't know. Ghost in the Shell ended with the movie, like the original movie. That was Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
I didn't like a whole lot beyond that.
Let me see here. 3D CGG. What's Appleseed?
Dude, fuck that.
Appleseed anime.
Oh man, there was a new movie trailer for this. It was like Battle Angel or something like that. Oh,
Oh
man.
yeah, dude, that movie, Anita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
Oh
Need a Battle
yeah,
Angel,
that looks
that's
so
what it's
cool.
Dude, that looks sick.
Yeah. They're also working on Ultraman for Netflix.
Interesting.
Netflix is officially not messing around with anime. They announced that the new series based on the Pacific Rim canon was coming, as would an adaptation of the Altered Carbon novel. That's part more. Okay, that's fine. Neon Genesis Evangelion's coming to Netflix. We talked about that.
Yes. Finally, I can make my girlfriend or my wife
Yeah.
watch Evangelion.
So yeah, there's criticisms of whitewashing where white actors star in a role identified with another ethnicity. Yeah, I hate that. I honestly hate that.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. Like fucking what's her name as Ghost in the Shell? What's her name?
Scarlett Johansson.
There it is. She was the Ghost in the Shell. So yeah, it's
Yeah, that
coming to
movie was
Netflix.
horrible.
I think
That
it's a
movie was
good.
bad.
It was very bad. It was very bad. Yeah, Altered Carbon anime, Cox, is what they're saying.
Very interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Next piece of news. But they are also doing season 2 of the show of Altered Carbon. I read that too.
Okay.
Path of Exile smashes its player count record following free Betrayal update. It's a good game.
Yeah, we're part of this.
It's a good fucking game. Diablo Immortal news totally fucked them and helped Path of Exile, and GGG was already working on this thing and it came out. I gotta tell you, it's a good fucking game. And it's a great update. They made a lot of awesome changes to it, and they've broken all their records for concurrent players. How many years after the game developed or released?
6 years.
Dude, 6 years in, and they're breaking records. They're doing something right, dude. They're fucking doing something right. So, if you guys are on the fence of playing Path of Exile, get off that fence and come on in, dude. The water's nice.
Such a good game.
Let's move on. Ashes of Creation MMO launches open beta for Battle Royale mode. The reason I put this in the news is because I didn't even know that there was an MMO Battle Royale. What does that mean?
No, it's a mode in the MMO, I think.
200 player castle sieges. Have you played it, Ashes of Creation?
No.
It was an
No,
ambitious...
Ashes of Creation is not out yet, I don't think.
Oh, it's an ambitious kickstarted MMORPG. Will launch a free open beta later this month. Oh, with a 100-player Battle Royale mode, developer Intrepid Studios has announced.
Yeah.
I guess we can take a look at it.
Yeah, Ashes of Creation have been in development for a little while now. It's not out yet. It's an MMO. I think that they're just making a battle royale mode like a PvP. You know how like MMOs have PvP modes? You capture the flag, all that other stuff. I think this is just a mode of PvP within the game.
It looks really good. The graphics are sick. But why do I feel like it's not going to run well?
It probably won't.
Because any game that looks this good, whenever it comes out, it always disappoints. Like, look at Watch Dogs, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking game,
I don't know.
dude.
I feel like this is interesting because we now have 2 games moving into the fantasy royale genre.
Mm-hmm.
Spellbreak is in development, which is a battle mage battle royale. And now you have Ashes of Creation, an MMO that's been in production, making a battle royale mode within its game.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. There's going to be, like, both of them are going to be competing in that sort of same subgenre area.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fun. I mean, if it's free to play, I'll definitely give it a shot. So, we'll see how it goes. Keep your eyes out on that. Probably check out their website. Will it be on Steam?
Oh, unlikely.
Ashes. Let me check Steam real quick. Because it could be there. Ashes.
You know, I don't think we've ever talked. I don't ever talked about it with you, Zara. Do you like Battle Royale?
No.
Why not? 'Cause you're not good at it.
I just don't. I can't get into it. It's like I don't, because I played a bunch of the most battle royale that I've played so far has been the Call of Duty one, and even then, and we played like I've played a bunch of really good ones, done decently well at times, and even then, it just can't keep my attention. It's just like I played a bunch, and then I'm like, okay, I just don't want to keep playing it. I don't know what it is. Something about the entire ground up design of it, jumping in with nothing, do this, and then you play again. I don't know.
That.
Something about it.
I like that about it, where you don't...
Because you already started from nothing, and now you're here?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like the Drake song or whatever. Get out of here, Dunk. Just get out. Next piece of news. You'll have a chance to try Anthem for free before it's released, apparently.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's actually really good.
That's really good news, dude, because I was hoping that they didn't bamboozle us, but Anthem demo sessions are coming in January and February. Don't feel bad if you missed out on the alpha. You still have a chance to try. So it's a super smart thing to do, man. So there is no fucking drama about, hey, you promised us this and that. And ooh, look at this game. They're showing us an ad for Cyberpunk, hilarious. But yeah, BioWare dropped a new Anthem trailer at the Game Awards, and it looked cool, but it wasn't like anything different than what we've already seen. But yeah, they're gonna give us a shot. Doors will open on February 15th. No, it's scheduled for release on the 22nd. But Origin Access subscribers will have 1 week early access, and then before that, we'll have a chance to play a demo for free. So, good idea. I like it. Last piece of news, and we're done with the pod. FlyQuest, a coach for a League of Legends team, head coach named Brandon St. Vicious DeMarco. He was a former pro and became a coach. He let out this video where he talks about depression and anxiety. Pretty much the TLDW of this is he doesn't think depression and anxiety is a real thing. He thinks that most people are just special little snowflakes. Where his argument is, I've been depressed before, and when I was depressed, I just got myself out of it by working hard and this and that. And all these people that complain, they're just little bitches. And that got him fired. So, anything you want to say about this, Dunk, since you brought this to our attention?
So, this is really new information. This is like literally just this morning. It's like, or like this last night this happened. Basically, St. Vicious has been in the League of Legends scene basically since its inception, all the way back to season 1. He was a pro player up until season 4, where he took on roles as coaching and analyst and caster. So he is not someone that has not been unmarred by controversy before.
Yeah.
He is very blunt with everything he says. He's very straightforward. He relates it to his time spent in the military. He's very macho, very forward, very outward expressing, has a very masculine opinion about things.
So he's gay.
Got him.
So this information, this honestly doesn't surprise me. I honestly, this is not something I haven't heard other people say. I have a lot of military background. You know, my grandfather was in the military, my uncle was in the military, my older brother's in the military. I spent a little time in the military.
You suck off dudes in the military.
This is nothing I haven't heard or seen said before. And I kind of relate it to that's kind of why it was said. It's the mentality that when you depression is a mental thing. It is a weakness in your mental state, and the best way to come out of it is to change your mindset. I'm not depressed. I'm successful. I'm not depressed. I'm in a good mood. I'm not depressed. And that's the idea behind it. It's you don't need medical treatment. You don't need to talk to like get help.
I don't think that's correct.
You can. Well, this is the thought process that he kind of expressed.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that he was removed. This is something that, especially for gamers, a lot of inverts suffer through anxiety and depression. I don't know necessarily about ADHD, but
yeah, he said ADHD is bullshit. He said clinical depression is bullshit. That you don't need any of that shit. You just have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and you know.
Yeah, in the environment he works in, it's going to come across as very insensitive, and you're speaking to the wrong type of people if you want to have your mindset kind of appreciated or for you to be kind of agreed with.
Yeah.
So not surprised by this, and I just think that's kind of my input of where I think he's coming from. And he talks a little bit in his apology post on Facebook about how he was extremely he was not very knowledgeable in the subject matter, and he probably should have kept his opinions to himself because of his lack of opinion. He talked about how ignorant he has been.
Yeah.
So
well, that's actually, I give him credit for that, because I was going to say that's very ignorant of him, but for him to recognize that.
Yeah, well, he just wants his job back.
Yeah.
He's not getting it back.
Let's be honest. I don't really think that I would, based off what he sounded like in it and everything like that, I doubt his apology is very sincere.
Yeah, you're right.
He seems to be someone where his opinion matters more than actual reality. What I would say, like, even aside from all the sensitive stuff and trying to be sensitive or any other political angle about this, it's like I'd compare him to any anti-vaxxer.
Yeah, straight up.
That's all he is. He's just anti-science.
Yeah.
His opinion or personal perception of reality based off his experiences, he believes are superior to that of study and research.
but he's a scientist. He has the Jungleology videos. It has ology in it. He obviously likes science, Czar.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I would say. I would just compare this to someone that's very egotistical anti-science. I don't care about the sensitivity nature of it. He is akin to any anti-vaxxer or flat earther that thinks that their observations of the universe just by existing is superior to actual studied observation.
Yeah, there's definitely like I get what he's saying because I've been through those moments too where we've all had depression.
Right.
And-
And you could point to that and say, okay, well then you didn't have clinical depression.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
Exactly.
that's what that means.
What that means is I was not clinically depressed, and I was able to get myself out of it for whatever reason. Maybe it had to do with my surrounding area, my background, my environment, and everything. And I was able to get myself out of it. But not everybody is as lucky as I am to have the resources that I have, to have the upbringing that I have, to have the support group that I have to get out of depression. There's other people that have legit clinical depression where they take a pill and their depression is gone, and it changes their life. And I've seen those people. I know a guy that has taken a bunch of different kinds of pills, and pretty much what he had to do was find the pill with the least fucked up side effect, like the least worst. You know what I mean? Like the lesser of all evils, to be able to continue his
drugs
life.
can fix your problems, John?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
sounds like John's advocating drugs.
Do all of them. Heroin.
But, it's very much building off what Agent is saying in chat here. There is a difference between being depressed and having depression.
Yeah.
Like, those are two very different things.
Yeah.
Everybody can be depressed. Having depression means something entirely different than simply being depressed.
Yeah.
It's just an entirely different thing. And it's real. And there's tons of studies to show it.
Yeah.
There's tons of people that work to handle it, to diagnose it, and try to help people through it. So, I mean, it's definitely a real thing.
This is the thing with the internet and having your own show and having no filter and no one telling you what you can and can't say. Your true side always comes out, and you sometimes you say shit that's dumb and you lose your job. And that's what happens now. And for you not to have that foresight to know that, I mean, maybe you deserved it, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The agent says, I've been on over 30 prescriptions in an attempt to find one that would without really shitty side effects. Clinical depression, anxiety blows. There you go. That backs up exactly what I said. I knew a guy that was exactly like that. He took one pill where he was like, my dick just didn't work, dude.
I mean,
And then
I
he
totally
just
agree with
moved
you. I
on.
totally agree with you. You should never follow anecdotal. But your entire argument keeps, I knew a guy. I knew a guy.
Yeah.
He's backing up. His personal story backs me up. I knew a guy.
I'm just saying that I knew a guy that went through depression, and like the way that he made me less ignorant, because I was also ignorant. When someone would tell me that they're depressed all the time, I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, my life is just as shitty as yours. I'm broke just like you. Like, how come I can find happiness and you can't? And that was just me being ignorant, not realizing that there's a chemical imbalance going on. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about.
I will say this. Positive mentality goes a long way in preventing it from happening. Chemical imbalance happens after things are compiled. That's the spiral effect. In my life, I read a lot of books about positivity, and it's, for instance, I'm actually going to use you guys as an example, right? I make really cringy jokes.
Oh,
Like,
what? No.
You're just like, I'm going to hit him, but you still hang out with me. And that's the positive effect. That's the positive mentality. I get to make these cringy jokes, and they're going to be hating on me. They're going to yell at me, but they're still going to talk to me. They're still going to hang out with me. And that's the positive. You may not like my jokes, but I'm putting a positive spin on it, but they're still hanging out with me,
Sorry.
Obviously, they still love all my jokes.
I think we should just stop hanging out with him, and he'll stop with the cringy jokes,
I
is
think
what he's
he,
saying.
yeah, I found out how to make it stop.
We found the formula, dude. Just stop fucking hanging out with him. Yeah. So, I mean, it was insensitive what he said. The ADHD thing, Maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but like I said, while my gut
Insensitive.
reaction is to be like, yeah, it's all bullshit and fake just to sell pills to kids. The other part of me is like, well, I thought the same thing about depression until I met someone that actually it helped them and it changed their life, and I noticed that the quality of life has changed.
I would say the same thing as depression. It is overdiagnosed.
Yeah.
I would say there's a very, very complex and deep situation to everything involving mental health, societal issues that cause mental health or aid to them. There's genetic predispositions. There's all sorts of things going into it. There's pharmaceutical companies that prefer pilled methods over, supporting doctors doing other things. There's a lot that goes into it. Shoehorning it into one thing being pharmaceutical companies just want to sell pills or it doesn't exist or this other stuff. There's an amalgamation of many different factors that go into where we are today and different treatments and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. All in all, it's all bullshit. It's all part of the Illuminati trying to sell you pills so they can put microchips in your ear while you're sleeping and know your thoughts. I didn't want to have to say it, but that's it. That's the end of our podcast. That's it. That's it for the news, guys. We did it. We did it. Very good. Very well done. We covered a lot of shit.
We did, and you were right. 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, and my son shit on my wife in the middle of it. It was not fun.
Just a normal.
We covered a lot of shit, and so did your son.
Yep. That was a layup, Dunk. That's what's called a layup. There he goes. And he's gone. And he's gone.
Oh, man.
John is going to end up with 2 self-inflicted gunshot wounds to the back of the head and 13 stabs. They're going to stab wounds in my chest, too.
Man.
Oh, he accidentally fell on a bed of knives. Yeah, that's it. Dunk, thank you so much for being a part of the podcast, man. He's the OG. We do love your cringy jokes, so here we are. Anything you want to plug, Dunk? Anything, your other podcast, whatever else?
So I won't plug that because I'm no longer a part of it.
Oh, what happened?
Didn't I tell you?
No.
No, you told me.
Oh, I told Czar. Oh, my bad.
Do you want to tell me off air?
I told the important co-host.
Tell me off air if you want. If you want to keep it.
No, I could talk about it right now. Essentially, Argy was stepping down. He had to remove himself because he went full time at his current job, and he did a lot of the production work. And he was the main host. He got most of the guests on and stuff. My job basically was to show up and help contribute to the guests and the questions. He asked me if I wanted to continue and become the main host. It's a lot of responsibility. I'm actually looking to take more hours at work. I already work 50 hours a week, but I'm trying to take more hours at work.
Yeah.
And the show kind of was moving around. We were doing Wednesdays, we were doing Fridays.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of hassle more so than anything else. I love doing the show. I love being on the podcast. I like talking in general. Like, I have a very loud voice, really obnoxious, no big deal. So I decided to step down because I didn't want to have to look for a new host. And I'm still working with Heroes Hype as like a caster. So, definitely follow their content. They make really good content for Heroes.
Cool.
But I am not actively pursuing any new podcasting stuff. I'm totally fine with being a guest on here occasionally.
Yeah.
Until Czar offers me his full-time slot.
Dude, you'll never take Czar away from me. I'm ride or die with my boy.
Ride or die.
I slay coyotes for him.
But I'll give a shout out to my fiance. She's at work, so it makes it a lot easier to be here when she's at work. That way, she's not like, you're on the podcast. I just want to spend time. I'm just kidding. And I actually will say I am casting this Monday for Heroes Hype on the Heroes Hype channel. I'll be doing the cast for the amateur series. We're doing the holiday events. There is a cash prize, I believe.
Yeah. I
actually have to reread all the notes they gave me. I haven't looked at them yet. That's tomorrow business, though. And then you'll find me occasionally streaming here on my channel, twitch.tv/Dunkstik. So,
oh boy, he's streaming.
I'm getting to the point where like my life's getting kind of like more into a routine again, so it's gonna be a lot easier to come back to it.
There it is. Twitch.tv/Dunkstik. Check it out.
Damn.
Yeah, man. No, we'll have you on again for sure. We'll have you on so we can talk about some video games. You can make some cringy ass jokes.
Real quick. I want to do this real quick because it just popped up.
What? What are you doing?
Hi, Kaiser.
God damn it, dude. That's it. Thank you for joining us, Dunk.
Users.
Anything that you want to plug, Czar?
No, I'm
Except
done
his
with
wife.
this.
I want to plug my wife. No, I just want to say thank you to her. She's been taking care of the little baby boy while we can do the podcast. So shout out to her, man. Big ups to her. And
Big ups.
Carol.
and our other podcast, the Wise and Sassy podcast. You guys want to check that out. Also, we're on iTunes for both
baby.
podcasts. Point and Click podcast and the Wise and Sassy podcast are on iTunes. We're on YouTube with this podcast, so you have many ways to find us. You have many ways to talk to us. Join our Discord. Join everything. Let us know how you like it. Give us news articles. Big shout out to everybody that gives us news articles. Kaiser, Prince, Moggers, everybody that's always involved in our Discord talking about stuff that we can talk about on the podcast. We really appreciate it, and we love you guys. Anything else you want to say, Czar?
Nope.
No, he doesn't want to say anything else. All right, guys. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, all right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. Czar Salesman.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
There's a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away.
It smelled like wet dog. We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. There's a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh,